So guys, today I'm going to talk about how the digital economic zones, they evolve the network state vision and how they help the network state vision come into life. Oops. Oh my. Okay. So beyond the territories, we can create now sovereign infrastructure. So we can change from geography monopoly to programmable jurisdictions. And this is very much aligned with the network state thesis and the network state societies as they will evolve in the future. Because if we have, what's the network states, like our friend was talking before, they're digitally coordinated communities, and if they gain enough economic density, alignment, and infrastructure capacity, they can eventually acquire a geopolitical relevance. So imagine that you can connect with alikes of you, people that think alike of you, with laws and economic systems that align with you, and you create these new states. So what's the problem that we have today? So why we're not there? Because we are born in a place, so we are given a jurisdiction either by luck, by the, the birth lottery, or geography. So we were born there and you get everything. You get the laws, you get the financial systems, you get the banking systems, you get the dispute resolution system. So it's like one size to fit everyone. And people now, and what's the problem of that? Sometimes, most of people, there is a misalignment between the needs of an individual and the infrastructure that this individual is given. And why it happens before? Because if we imagine life like a few years back, people, they rarely move places. The capital was difficult to transfer. Identity was something very local. And we are in a pace of change that all of those things now, they are composable. You can choose them. So the digital infrastructure that all of you are building and all of us are building, they break these assumptions. And we can actually build something different. And the future, as we see it, we can have opt-in and opt-out. So we can have composable sovereignty across interoperable jurisdictions. So the mechanism here is not more what you inherited, but your voluntary participation. So do I want to join that place in this like financial product that they are offering? Do I want to join it as the legal dispute resolution systems they are offering to me, or the civil code they are offering? So we shift from the geography defining our rights to us choosing it jurisdiction by jurisdiction. And this is an important shift, because who becomes the orchestrator of the rights and the products, the jurisdictional products they are using is the user itself. So, and why would a user choose different modular products of jurisdictional products? Because they want cost efficiency, they can do regulatory arbitrage, they want to have access to better services, they want to be aligned with their values and their communities. This very rapidly can evolve to more network state nodes. And how do we do that? We don't need to replace all of the jurisdictions, but we can create digital twins of those jurisdictions. So if the physical jurisdictions, they develop those digital twins, the state evolves into a provider of sovereign microservices. So I can offer civil microservices, I can offer financial microservices, I can offer like all kinds of services that we have now in jurisdictions. We can have them online and composable, that we can opt in or opt out, because if they don't serve us anymore, we can opt out. And the idea for the future is that the governments, they will compete for that. So we have cities, regions, economic zones competing for who is going to give the best service. And this will attract better capital, more capital, it will attract funders, liquidity, talent, and communities that want to use this jurisdictional infrastructure to be ahead and to serve their needs. So we think those jurisdictions, they will compete like platforms. They will compete on regulatory efficiency, digital infrastructure, legal clarity. Imagine when you move to a new jurisdiction, you have a curve that you have to pay to learn that, because the jurisdictional framework is not digitalized. It's not easy for you to understand. So you pay, either you pay with your time or paying someone to teach you that. On those jurisdictional digital frameworks, it already comes to you. So your learning curve and the way you deliver whatever you want, imagine you're doing a company in a new jurisdiction, is much faster. So you have a speed of coordination, programmable compliance, and you have a much better quality of those services. So the jurisdictions, they will start competing to bring those economic participants, right? And because in the past, they were all competing for territory. Now, they compete for the better functions that will attract more companies, more people. If they have high-quality legal and economic environments, they will win, and they will be more attractive. So how we do the infrastructure to build that? We do a sovereign orchestration layer where all of this jurisdiction stack is digital, and those interactions, they are executed natively within the stack. So they are programmable jurisdictions where the rules, they are all digitalized, and in the compliance of all of the transactions happens, they are property of those transactions and what the user wants to do that. Because you think like in the future, you have a digital twin of a jurisdiction, but you can also have a digital twin of yourself. So if your decisions are being made by your agent, which jurisdiction your agent will choose? The jurisdiction that is already programmable and digital, or jurisdictions that are offline? And how digital zones fits on everything that we are talking, because digital economic zones, they can be your first path to actually turn those ideas into life. So this mechanism, we can use them for actual states to test this model. And it can eventually evolve to network state nodes. But it's the first experiment of us not abandoning states, but of us optimizing state functions. So they are the first operational infrastructure that will allow this transition from nation states to network states. They happen in reality. So they are like a transitional infrastructure. And so they're not the end point of that, but they can be the first experiment that we do to arrive in these new modular systems. They can attract capital, they can attract talent, they can formalize digital economy, and they can increase tax visibility and accelerate innovation. So the long-term vision for that is that jurisdictions and the economy systems, they become composable. They are interoperable, and they are programmable, and they are use direct, because the user can compose their own jurisdiction based on what they believe it's right and what their needs. If you can imagine that, it's pretty much what happened with money and banking systems and crypto and what the fintechs did in this space. So we are talking about modular sovereignty. And the jurisdictions, they will become the programmable products. So I'll leave you guys with some questions that if sovereignty becomes a product category, what are you guys building for those customers? And if they choose, if the users can choose jurisdictions, like they choose products, what will make them choose yours or the new jurisdictions that are coming? So I let you guys to think about it. If anyone has any question or wants to discuss.